This episode of Soldier Knows Best is brought to you by Carbonite. Hey, what's up guys, Soldier Knows Best here. This is my review of the HTC First, which is the first phone to come pre-installed with the new Facebook Home software. This is available currently on AT&T, and in this review I'm going to go over the hardware, the cameras, and also I'm going to take a tour of the Facebook Home software and give you my personal opinion over it. Then I'm going to let you know who this phone is actually for. So let's go and start the review. Now first, it's going to take a look at the design of this phone. Now it comes in 4 different colors. It comes in black, white, pale blue, and red. Now this phone weighs in at 4.37 ounces and comes in at 0.35 inches thick, which means this phone is a lot smaller than some of the other top smartphones out on the market right now. But I kind of do welcome its form factor because it is great for one-handed use. You'll be able to use this thing with one-handed without having to stretch your thumb or your fingers across the screen. And overall, the build quality is pretty solid for a $99 phone. Now taking a tour around the phone, on the right hand side you will find the SIM card slot and also the micro USB port. It's going to be used for charging and syncing. And then on the left hand side you will find the volume controls, and at the top you will find a 3.5mm headphone jack and also the power button, and then at the bottom you will find the speaker port. And also below the screen you have a few buttons. You have a back button, also you have a home button, or a button that's going to actually pull up all of your applications, and also you have a menu button. And the display on this HTC First is a 4.3-inch HD 720p display that has 341 ppi. So this really brings this display kind of to the standard of the market right now. So it's going to be a very sharp display for text. Your picture's going to look crisp on there. It's just not, again, the top of the line as far as displays, but it's great for a phone of this size. As far as the internals of this phone, you'll find a Qualcomm dual-core 1.4 GHz processor. You'll find 1 GB of DDR2 RAM. You also find 16 GB of internal storage. It doesn't have a micro SD card slot, so you're stuck with 16 GB. And you also find LTE and NFC capabilities. Then also you have all the other standard sensors like a gyro sensor, a accelerometer, proximity sensor, and things like that. Now, like always, I ran a benchmarking test on this HTC First using Geekbench 2, and I found out that this phone cannot beat the Samsung Galaxy S3 that came out last year in 2012. Now, it can run the latest applications and play the latest games, but it's not going to have the type of performance that you can find from phones that were released last year. And now the battery inside this phone is a 2000 milliamp battery, and just from start to finish in my day, I really didn't have to worry about charging this phone until I was getting ready to go to sleep. And now let's talk cameras. Now the HTC First features a front-facing camera that comes in at 1.6 megapixels, and the rear-facing camera is a 5 megapixel shooter that can record 1080p HD video. Now I have to tell you that this phone and its cameras really do not perform very well indoors in low light conditions. I found most of the pictures I tried to take indoors were unusable. When you go outside, the pictures and the video do improve as well, especially if you have an adequate amount of sunlight. But for a phone that's all about being social and sharing your content and sharing stuff with your friends on Facebook, the cameras didn't really seem to be a high priority for HTC on this phone. And so all in all, I would have just liked to see better cameras inside this phone for what it is, and especially when you compare it to another $99 phone like the Samsung Galaxy S3, there's a lot to be desired in this HTC First. And let's go on to the most important piece of this review, that is the software, because this phone is running the new Facebook Home software and it comes preloaded with that. But the Facebook Home is running on top of stock Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, and you can actually turn off Facebook Home altogether, or you can just use the regular stock Android and also have chat heads on there, which is definitely a plus. And you just have that option of a phone to run stock Android, because there's not a lot of phones out there besides the Nexus 4 that do that. But if you are buying the HTC First, more than likely you are going to be wanting to run the Facebook Home software. So we're going to take a quick look at this software. As soon as you wake up your phone from sleep mode, or when you first turn it on, you're going to be presented with your news feed from your friends on Facebook. So you're going to be able to see status updates, if they posted pictures or posted links to a YouTube video, things like that. Just like on Facebook, you'll be able to like that content just by double tapping on the screen or hitting the like button in the bottom left hand corner. But I did find myself accidentally liking stuff by accidentally double tapping on the screen, which I didn't like and can get pretty weird for certain status updates. But anyway, you can also comment on things as well straight from your home screen. And then if you tap and hold on the screen, it will show you the full image that is playing in the background. Now, when you're done checking up on your friends, you can tap on the screen one time and it'll bring up your profile picture in this little bubble at the bottom. And if you tap and hold on that, you have 3 different options. If you go up to the top, it'll take you to all your applications that you have installed on the phone. And if you go to the right, it'll take you to your last open application. And then all the way to the left, you'll find the Messenger application. Now, the Messenger application has one of the cool new features in this Facebook Home software, which is probably the most useful, and that is called chat heads. So basically, if you have a conversation with somebody on Facebook or just a regular SMS conversation, you'll be able to tap and hold on them. It'll pop out this chat head of that person. So no matter what you're doing on this phone, whether you're playing a game, whether you're watching a video, or whether you're surfing the web, that chat head will be there. And so when that person sends you a new message, you'll see a little icon letting you know that, and you can tap on that person's head and go ahead and start talking. You can tap on their head. It sounds weird. But after you tap on the person's head, again, you can go ahead and start chatting with them and then just tap anywhere on the screen to close that out. And then when you're done with the chat, hey, you can just flick it down to the bottom to get rid of it. Now this phone handles notifications in two different ways. It has the regular way on Android where you slide down from the top of the screen. It'll show you some notifications, but also to the notifications do pop up on the middle of the screen. Now you can easily just tap on a notification a couple times and it'll go ahead and take you to whatever that is. Or you can just swipe it to the right to get rid of it. Or if you want to get rid of all the notifications at once, just tap and hold and it'll collect them all together and swipe them away and they'll be gone. Now diving into the settings a little bit on this phone, you do have a few options. You can again totally turn off Facebook Home and just use, say, one of the features like Facebook chat heads if you wanted to, so you can be running the stock Android and using chat heads. But then also if you prefer, you can have the Android lock screen come up when you do wake up your phone from sleep. So instead of going directly into Facebook Home, you can go to the Android lock screen and you'll be able to again go into a camera or activate Google Now and things like that right from the lock screen. And that's just good to have that option. Now, one negative thing that some core Android users may be noticing that is missing from Facebook Home is widgets. So if you are a big fan of widgets, you like that type of customization, you will not have that in the regular Facebook Home software. Again, you'll have to turn that off and go into stock Android if you want that. But overall, I will say that this Facebook Home software is a smooth experience. Now, it does lag when you're doing certain things like opening up the camera. It does take a little bit longer than what you may be accustomed to. And the software does draw you in to spend as much time interacting with your friends on Facebook as possible. Because even when I turned my phone on and I wanted to do an Instagram or check the browser for something, because I was taken to my news feed or Facebook Home, I actually scrolled through probably about 10 of my friends' posts at least, and just browsing to see what's going on instead of doing what I intentionally wanted to do with the phone. But that's not a bad thing. I mean, that's why this software is here. But now to sum up my entire review of this HTC First, I would have to say that this phone is really for those Facebook addicts, people who are on Facebook all the time, always commenting on their friends' posts, want to see what their friends are doing. This is the phone for you. But for most people, you'll probably be better off buying something like the Samsung Galaxy S3, which costs exactly the same at $99 on a 2-year contract. But it's going to get you a better camera, it's going to get you better hardware, a removable battery, a micro SD card slot to expand it, and a bigger screen if you do prefer that. And really the main things that this HTC First phone has going for it is, one, it is running stock Android. There's not a lot of phones outside of the Nexus lineup of devices that run pure stock Android, or at least have the option to. And two, Facebook is going to be releasing monthly updates for the Facebook Home software, and they may possibly release some exclusive software features just for the HTC First. And also Facebook did say they are going to be bringing advertising to Facebook Home eventually, and they may elect to keep the HTC First out of that since you did buy the phone. But other than that, again, I think most people will probably be better off buying the Samsung Galaxy S3 and installing the Facebook Home software on that. So anyway, guys, this wraps up my review of the HTC First. I want to hear what you think. Leave a comment down below. But before I do officially end this video, it's going to take one let's look at our sponsor for this video. Today's sponsor is Carbonite. Carbonite Online Business Backup is a backup solution which is automatic and is for your computers, your hard drives, your servers that may be at your home office or your small business. But say something happens to your computers, like they crash or somebody breaks in and steals them, you'll still be able to access all of your files that were backed up because Carbonite does that automatically, and you and your employees can even access them on a smartphone or an iPad with the free Carbonite app. So for a low flat fee, Carbonite will keep your business protected no matter how many computers you have, and you can start a free trial right now, no credit card needed, at carbonite.com with the offer code SOLDIER today, and you'll get 2 months free if you decide to buy. Again, that's carbonite.com, and the offer code for 2 months free is SOLDIER. All right, guys, again, thanks for watching this video. Again, leave a comment down below what you think about this phone, and also all the links to my social networks are down below as well. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you later. Peace.